Kate Strachnyi, welcome to the Data Strategy Show. 66 questions, Data Leaders Unplugged. Kate, how are you doing?
I am doing very well. Samir Sharma, I'm going to provide you with 66 answers of whatever you ask me today.
Absolutely. That's what we're going to do. And hey, we had a little bit of a pre-chat. You're sounding really chipper today. You're bouncing around. Yeah.
Bouncing around physically, good. Running into people in my house. I'm just in a really good mood today.
Obviously, you're really excited to be on the show. That's what it is,
that
right?
Must be it. I'm going to be on Samir's show. That's it. I'm so excited.
Okay, well, let's do it. Kate Strachnyi, how do you start your day?
I have an alarm that goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning. Most of the time I wake up before it rings so I could turn it off before my husband gets rudely woken up. And the alarm actually says best day ever. So you can name your alarm something. So I read the best day ever. And I count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is this thing I learned from Mel Robbins. And I get up and start my day with some coffee.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So I like that ritual of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because that gets you up, right? That's what it is. Okay. Tell me, Kate, what's your biggest strength?
My biggest strength, I think the ability to not give up in the face of adversity, sort of pushing through some difficult moments. And I'm talking about intellectually, socially, and physically as well.
Yeah.
Just not giving up.
I think that's tough for everybody, but those are good things to have and good strengths. I really like that. So, as you've gone through your life, what would you say what's the biggest learning experience you've had so far?
Biggest learning experience probably is just to get started with whatever it is that you're trying to do. I learned quickly that getting started in even the most complex environments sort of makes everything else easier. Just the simple act of pretending you're going to start writing an article or just getting a Word doc open and just start writing the title, and it sort of just flows from there. So it's convincing yourself that getting started will lead to progress, which it really does.
Which leads to action. Absolutely. Tell me, what's your favorite time of the day?
5 a.m.
The morning. Yes.
It's my
tell
favorite.
me, is that based on anybody's kind of approach, the 5 a.m. club? Or I remember Robin Sharma, who's no relation to mine, but I remember he has a 5 a.m. club. Is that what we're talking about?
I started waking up at 5 a.m. probably about 8 years ago, and I've actually read Robin Sharma's book late last year. So there's no real correlation between the two. I started doing it for the simple fact that I had kids, and I wanted to get ahead of the day and sort of do all the things that most people say, oh, I never have time to do this. And then I realized if I wake up at 5 a.m., I have at least 1 or 2 hours before everybody else is up. And now I've just gotten so used to it that it's my favorite time of day.
Great. Good words. Get ahead of the day. I like that. What's one vice you wish you could give up?
Oh, something that I do that I shouldn't do? I mean, nothing. I'm perfect.
Oh, really? You're perfect?
I think I might spend too much time on my phone. I've actually started working on this.
Do the kids tell you that?
No.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
No. They're on their iPad. No, I'm kidding. No, they don't seem to mind it. And I'm not usually doing that when I'm actively with them, but I see myself doing it even throughout work. I'll just pick it up and just do nothing really, even looking at old photos. But I just wish I spent a bit less time on the phone.
Yeah. You got to have a detox maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you angry?
Mean people, bullies, trolls, people who spend time of their life not enjoying their own life but trying to bring others down. That makes me angry.
Absolutely. Yeah. They have too much time on their hands, obviously. What's your best trait?
My best trait, I think I'm pretty good at getting people together, like-minded people together, growing communities, spreading knowledge, and sort of just being a connector amongst people who should be connected.
And we see that with all of your activity, which is something I need to learn from you. What are you most excited about these days?
I am most excited about, I'm going to meet some people soon in person.
In real life.
Great. I know. Susan Walsh is here from London. So I'm going to see her.
Great. Yep.
I'm writing a book with O'Reilly, and I'm creating a course with LinkedIn. So
wow.
Excited about all of that. Yeah.
Amazing. Superwoman. There we go. What are you most excited about these days? Oh, did I just ask you that? I did, didn't I? What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Best compliment I ever received? Well, I think a compliment was done on my accomplishments, which I don't really see them as accomplishments. I think I start a lot of things, but I get told quite a lot that, oh, wow, you do so much. And how do you do it? So that's something I hear often, even though I don't really think I accomplish all the things I go after, but
okay.
I try to go after a lot.
And tell me, what makes you smile the most?
My children, definitely. Yes, just watching them learn, watching them grow.
Yeah.
Learning to ride a bike, to read, all that, and
those tender moments, those crazy moments when they fall off the bike, and you're thinking, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Yep.
Yeah, I don't overreact. If they fall, it's their fault.
Yeah.
We learn and we grow. That's it.
What's the one thing that people don't know about you?
Most people won't know that I was born in Tajikistan. I think a lot of people assume I'm from the States.
Yep.
And I also skipped several years of school before as a child, and then I skipped 1 year of college as well. So I'm not very well educated there, Samir.
Well, you only skipped it, didn't you? It's not as if you didn't finish it, right?
I think somebody had bombed our school in Tajikistan.
Oh,
so I had to skip the first 3 years until I came to America and started school in the 4th grade. I didn't know math or English.
Right. But you caught up.
I definitely caught up.
Yeah, absolutely. And look where you are today. So, you've done well. What makes you feel most like yourself?
Running. I love running.
Yeah.
So I just feel really good when I do that.
Awesome. What are the 3 things you can't live without?
Family, for sure. I think that's the biggest purpose. Coffee is a close second.
Look, that's me and coffee right now. I'm this is my 3rd one, really bad.
I only have 2 per day. I have one at 5 a.m. and one around 12 p.m. So my second coffee is coming up shortly, and it's scheduled. Like I needed. I'm
decreasing. This is me down from
I've been at and 3 is decreasing. Okay, good luck with
5.
that.
I was at 5. I'm down at 3. I'm getting to 2.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bad.
So family, coffee, and I'd say books. I love reading a lot. So.
Do you have a current TV character obsession?
I barely watch TV, which answers the question of how I get things done.
Yes. It
takes me 2 weeks to watch one movie on Netflix because I only watch it when I eat lunch, and then I pause it, and then I just.
Do you know what? I tended to do the same, and then I started watching small snippets at lunchtime of like TED Talks or something like that. So I'm which just is much easier. Anyway, what's the most adventurous thing that you've done in your life?
All right. So I've done a lot of different runs, and I think the most adventurous one so far, the first time I did this one twice. First time I did it was 2019. It's called the Warriors Ultra Run. Okay. Where we met up at midnight. We started running at 1 o'clock in the morning through Harlem, the Bronx, in the middle of the night, running 28 miles, dressed up as characters from a movie called The Warriors.
I love it. I love The Warriors.
So 28 miles to Coney Island. And then I went into the water on Coney Island, which is not very clean, I guess.
Yes, it is.
That was adventurous to me as well.
Yeah. So did you have to sort of say some of the lines as you're running as well?
Not as we were running. We did have to run through the subway twice.
Oh, you did?
Yes. We had a whole thing in the beginning. I have this on YouTube. Like I recorded parts of it.
Brilliant.
Yes. And it was just a great experience.
I love that movie. That must be one of the best movies I saw as a child. I'm probably giving my age away right now. Anyway, how would you?
I saw it several times.
Yeah. It's amazing. How would you define yourself in 3 words?
3 words.
Yeah.
I'd say creative. Unstoppable.
Nice.
And passionate.
Good.
Like first 3. This is harder than I thought.
Hey, well, that's how it is. What's your most overused phrase?
Just do it. I'm not stealing this from Nike. I think people should just do whatever it is. The thing that they've been talking about, just do it. I tell everybody, friends, family, people I meet for the first time, like, why aren't you doing the thing that you're so excited about? And then come the list of excuses, which I try to knock off.
Yes, the someday effect, right?
The one day,
effect.
which is never on the calendar.
Yes. Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice would have to be just to get started. As I mentioned earlier, I think that's just so good, and getting over the obstacles that a lot of times we build up in our own minds, and simply the act of getting started leads to action, leads to success.
Do you remember the moment that your career completely changed?
March 20th, 2020.
Okay.
I went off on my own with Dedicated, became an official business. So
well done. And you've not looked back since, which is great.
Oh my God, no.
So what makes you feel most accomplished?
Feeling most accomplished. I think not having to work on other people's terms makes me feel accomplished. So no, you setting my own schedule for when I take calls, when I spend time with kids, not having to report to anybody like, hey, I need a day off today because I want to, whatever. Being in control of my own schedule.
Yeah, your own destiny, and not having somebody's foot on your head saying, why haven't you sent me that report today? I love it. Yes, yeah, that's a good way to feel. What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret is not starting, not going off on my own sooner. I think I should have done this years ago. That's not many regrets. I think I've learned something across the way, across my path, but starting it sooner. I mean, I'm just so happy now that I just came back. I could have been this happy years ago.
Brilliant. So, I was going to ask you what makes you happy, but I think I know what makes you happy.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things make me happy. I'm just a happy person, I think, in general, but my kids, running, reading, family, and being able to call the shots of my own destiny.
Yeah. So you run, right? So therefore you must listen to music, or maybe you don't. I don't know. What's heavily played on your music list right now?
Oh my goodness, that is so unpredictable. I use Pandora when I run. Are there audiobooks?
I don't know what Pandora is. It like a Spotify?
It is like a Spotify. I think people have moved on to Spotify, where I'm just stuck in Pandora. It's the same thing though.
Okay.
And my playlist is a shuffle across absolutely everything. And I mean, from like yoga, classical, to rock, rap, metal, country, Elvis, Presley.
So we could call it eclectic.
Yes, just a mix of everything.
So everybody's got a bucket list. What are the top 3 things on yours?
I'd love to run a marathon in China. That's one.
Okay.
Yes. I want to take my husband, well, not take him, like pick him up and take him, but go together to Egypt. But he wants to see the pyramids in Egypt. I really want to do that. And doing one of these long hikes that take weeks, if not months, like Machu Picchu, or I don't know the exact hike I want to do, but it's going to be long, where you sleep on the trail along the way. So that's not.
What are you going to do with the kids?
I would love to if they go with me. Not now. They're 5 and 7.
That's tough. You can't do that. I mean, that's a really rough one. Mommy, when are we
are we
there?
Are we there? I've run a 5K with them, but
you have? Okay.
Yes.
That's not that bad. Did they walk quite a bit?
They walked quite a bit. Yeah. They ate a lot of snacks in the first
good for them.
5
Energy. What's your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. I mean, I guess coffee, because I can't seem to give that up. It just, I really look forward to it. Once I make it, it's kind of
any specific kind of coffee?
No. And I'm not even like a coffee snob, but you can give me coffee from 7-Eleven or Starbucks or homemade or it doesn't even matter.
And you're just happy with that?
I am just happy with it. Yeah.
Brilliant. So I know you read a lot, because that's what you said. What's the most recent book that you've finished?
So I've just finished a couple of books. I'm reading 60 books this year, so I'm kind of going through them pretty fast. But I've 2 that come to mind. One is Forest Bathing. It's all about being in nature and the benefits of walking through a forest. And then the other one was AI 2041, which are 10 predictions for the future of where AI is going to be in 20 years or so.
Nice.
Both very interesting.
Yeah, sounds good. I like the first one. I think I might get that for my wife. She loves walks in forests.
It's so good. Yeah. Really good book. I did it as an audiobook for that one.
Okay. I'll get the title. I'll get the title and author from you later. If you could go back in time what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
My 16-year-old, oh my goodness, you don't want to know my 16-year-old self. She was, I mean, so at 16, I had already been working 3 years. So I started being independent fairly quickly. But I think what I tell myself is that no one really cares. Because I think a lot of times, especially as teenagers and kids, we think everyone's thinking of us and judging us, or what are we going to do with our life? No one really cares. So just sort of doing whatever you want to do. I tell myself that.
That's great. Good advice. If you could switch lives with one person for a day, who would it be?
I mean, immediately I want to say no one, but I will say I love my life. So also, like, my youngest comes to mind because she gets away with everything. But I think
lucky her.
Yeah, I think David Goggins, if you're familiar with him, I think it'll be interesting to know what it's like to be him for a day.
I don't know who he is.
Okay.
I'm going to write David Goggins.
You're going to read this book. It's called Can't Hurt Me. And everyone listening, highly recommend this book for wherever you are in life.
Hurt me.
Yes. Okay. Do this one as an audiobook because he actually records it as a podcast style where his the person who reads his book for him asks him questions and he's just answering as he goes. Really,
a little bit like what we're doing.
Yes, exactly. If I were reading a book at the same time. So
what do you mean you're not reading a book? I'm disappointed.
Right. But yeah, it'll be interesting to know because he's gone through a lot in his life and he truly is unstoppable. Like the kinds of things he's accomplished is just very interesting.
Sounds good. Sounds like every entrepreneur should read that probably. Or anybody should read it. Yeah.
Everybody. Yes.
What's the one thing you've always wanted to try, but you've been too scared to do?
Skydiving. And it's not that I'm scared. I mean, obviously I am scared, but not so scared that I wouldn't try it. It's just my husband really doesn't want me to do it. So you can hear me down there. He's thinking, it's something I've always wanted.
Don't do it. Yeah, it kind of gets to a point where you start to think about family and stuff like that, don't you? You know.
Yes, but I would do it with them. I think it's fun.
Right. I see. Just push your kids out of the plane. Off you go.
Together, strapped to me. It's safer.
What's the most ridiculous fact that you know?
Okay, so I love elephants kind of in an obsessive way.
Yeah. I am surprised that you haven't got them littered behind you because the last time we spoke, you did.
I should.
Yeah.
I should. Yeah. I should set them all up. I have so many of them.
I know.
Big and small. They're in my closet right now. But yeah, one fun fact about them, they have, I forget if it's 100,000 or 150,000 muscles in their trunk. So, wow. Yes. Their trunks are fascinating.
I will tell my daughter that very fact. I'm sure she'll be fascinated when she gets back from school. If you could resurrect one person from history and put them in the world today, who would it be?
A person from history. Yeah, let's see. This one has definitely stumped me. I guess I never cared enough. That sounds so bad.
Hey, don't worry. You don't have to have a response for everything.
Yeah, I don't have a response for this.
That's fine.
That's not the first time somebody asked me that. People have asked me, like, who would you want to have a drink with? I'm like, I don't know, my brother. Like, it's I don't know. He's 40 miles away. He's not that far, but
okay. Well, it doesn't matter, Yeah. Think about it and then let me know in an email. And there you go. Yeah. Next time we speak, you can tell me. What's the one thing you wish you knew at the age of 19?
Age 19. So I had been in my first year of college. I wish I knew that I didn't have to stress so much about college. I truly thought, and I think this is what happens in middle school and high school and college, where we're in the moment and we think everything is such a big deal. Yeah. And if we don't get the highest grades in a course that we truly despise, we're not going to succeed. And I wish I knew that it didn't matter as much. Yep. Working hard matters, but if you really know this is not for you, then don't stress.
Don't stress about it. Yep, true. If you're not living in the US, where would you be living?
Not Tajikistan. So let's start with that. That's where I came.
Okay.
So, I keep hearing that the happiest countries are like Norway and Sweden or maybe even Switzerland.
Finland, I think.
Yeah. Finland, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So one of those.
One of those. Probably
Pretty
Norway.
cold though. Pretty cold.
I don't mind the cold.
You don't mind
I'm
the
okay
cold.
with the
Okay.
cold, yeah.
Okay. Not too bad then. If you, sorry, if you could offer one piece of advice to upcoming data leaders, what would it be?
I would say putting out content early on in your journey is important. First, it helps you document your process of where you started and sort of where you got to. I think it has a lot of great benefits. One, it attracts opportunities for you if you continuously put content around a specific topic.
Yep.
And then it also helps others that are in your stage, on your level, as well as they're going through their journey. They can learn from your experiences. So I'd say everyone putting out content can also get you a job, like I mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I think content these days is a very, very worthwhile thing to do in terms of how people get out there, how they get noticed. So I hear what you're saying. Where was the best vacation you've ever taken?
I'd say Florida. It was we just went on a family vacation, rented a really big, nice Airbnb. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, the family was there, so it was nice.
Good. That's nice.
Simple.
What's one city you've always dreamed of traveling to?
For some reason, Paris, and I don't even know why. I think I was just kind of, you watch these movies or you hear
romance.
About the people. Yeah, like, oh, I want to go to Paris.
Yeah.
So I've never been, so it's still on my list to visit, but for no particular reason. Like I have no attachment there. So
it's okay. What's the best lesson your parents ever taught you?
I'd say independence. I was trusted at a pretty young age of 13 to sort of do my own thing.
Wow. Yeah.
No curfew and not many rules.
Amazing.
I learned quickly that I am responsible for my own actions. I think that the helicopter parenting does quite the opposite of that. But let's see how I
you do with yours.
My kids are teenagers. I have 2 girls. I don't think I'll be as free. Who knows?
Yes. I've got one girl. Yeah. I often think about that as well. She's getting close to teenagedom, which I'm fearing,
Good luck.
Yeah, well, yeah. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? My kids ask me this all the time, and I always say coffee, and they always say
that's not food. Exactly.
Yeah. I guess I like things that are on the healthier side. So if I were to order something right now in a restaurant, it would probably be like a salad with like grilled salmon, or some kind of protein on the side. So,
well, you're a runner, you're a fitness freak, you're all of the above.
Not a fitness freak. I'm a runner.
Well, you're a healthy person.
I still eat pizza and
good. I'm glad you indulge in that. Thank God.
Yes, regularly.
Yes, good. What's the most favorite podcast you like to listen to?
Podcast. So I don't actually listen to podcasts in the form of like going to a specific podcast and listening to it. But I do listen to quite a bit of YouTube in the background when I'm doing other things like cleaning, painting my nails, or just like sketching things out. And I tend to have Gary Vaynerchuk in the background, or Alex Hermozzi, or a few others. Let's say if I read a really good book, I tend to look them up on YouTube and just listen to their stuff. Yeah, listen to their stuff. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you relax?
How do I relax? Reading is one option. Going for walks with the family, hikes, and just watching nature, standing by a lake.
Nice. Yeah. What's one movie that made you cry?
Okay, so I cry almost at home. They can be happy or sad. It doesn't even matter. Happy moment with like parents and kids. I'm like, but I think one that was pretty sad, it's called My Girl. So I guess that would be the one that.
Okay. Never seen it. Yeah. Okay.
It's sad. If you want to cry,
Oh no, I don't. I cry too quickly, especially with my daughter these days.
I cry commercials. Like I cry.
Oh no. I've become a big softie as I'm getting older. And my daughter will look at me and say, "Daddy, you're crying." I said, "No, I'm not really."
I try to hide it. Yeah, my kids do see it sometimes. They're like, "What's wrong with you? We're watching a cartoon."
Yes. Who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration. I think I draw inspiration from a lot of different people. So I'd say David Goggins was one.
Yep.
I'd say the lady who wrote the book called Lean In, Sheryl Sandberg, she was a pretty big inspiration about just sort of stepping up. Gary Vee is an inspiration in terms of social media. Elon Musk for like just doing crazy stuff, right?
Yeah. So good. What's the one talent you wish you had?
Guitar. So I've tried. Right before I had my first child, I was taking lessons with my brother. We even performed at a concert when I was pregnant, which looked so terrible on stage, I'm sure. But I've since sort of put that on hold, and I wish I could pick that up, which I could. It's, now I'm like coming up with excuses. So guitar is the time.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time, haven't you?
I do.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
you got to put your headphones on though.
Yeah.
What's the one data trend that you dislike?
One data trend that I dislike. I don't think there are any that I dislike. I think when we're moving towards data centralization and avoiding duplication of data and copying data, I think that's the trend I would like. So I guess to answer your question, the one I don't like is when we're moving backwards and making things more complicated and putting just more layers on top of other things. Yeah, agreed.
I know you listen to a lot of eclectic music, but do you have a favorite band?
Favorite band? I like the Eagles. That's what we performed with the guitar.
All right. Oh, you and your brother?
Yep. And some other people. It was a terrible performance. But...
Do you have it videotaped?
No, I wish I would. Oh my God. It's just the singer was, she thought we were going to start on a different place of the song. So she was singing the stuff and we were playing different music.
Oh no. Oh no.
We were also out of tune. It was bad.
Oh my goodness. Let's move quickly away from that one. What's a superpower you wish you had?
Okay, so I love reading, but sometimes it just takes a long time. So I wish I could like press download and the information goes to my head, or so many articles, so much I want to stay on top of. So I guess downloading information in milliseconds.
You just want to be in the matrix, don't you? That's what it is.
I haven't, but I think we're probably going to be able to do that at some point.
I hope so. What's something you don't want to be doing in 10 years time?
Something I don't want to be doing, probably still packing lunch for my kids. It's always such a struggle because I'm like, what do they want? It has to be healthy, but I want to give them a treat. And are they going to eat this? Yeah. So in 10 years time, they better be packing me lunch is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Good for you. Looking back on your life, is there anything you would have done differently?
I think starting the entrepreneurial journey a bit sooner, and also putting out content sooner. I was a bit nervous getting started with that. And I think it would have been great for me to reflect now on, what was I thinking 10 years ago? That would have been interesting.
We're coming up to April now, but what's the best thing that's happened this year?
Getting the book deal with O'Reilly is pretty high up there. And and the course with LinkedIn, I think those two things I'm pretty excited about. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Which movie makes you laugh the hardest?
So I'm one of these people that tends to rewatch movies over and over and over again. In terms of laughing the hardest, okay, this is terrible. I don't care. This is straight
It's all right.
It's called Malibu's Most Wanted.
Okay, don't know it.
Not like I'm not gonna say I recommend it, but for some reason I watched this with my sister when we were younger, and we know every line of that movie. Those who know will know. It's funny.
Is it cringeworthy or is it?
It's not good.
Let's leave it there. Do you believe in second chances? And that's not second chances with movies. That's just second chances.
I do believe in second chances. I think people deserve second chances. I think I believe in it.
What 3 words best describe your leadership style?
I think I'm more hands-off as a leader. So I'd say hands-off is one, or laid back. I also like to inspire. So that would be another one, sort of that, show by doing kind of thing. And then I'd like to think of myself as patient. So while somebody's learning, sort of part of that, stand back and let them try it and be patient while they do so.
So I know that you've moved from a career of actually doing to presenting and bringing people together, building a community. When you're speaking to people, though, I mean, maybe you can answer this one or you can't, but what are the top 3 data challenges you see out there, or do you experience?
Yeah, I'll talk about my experience and then also the experience through the eyes of many others.
Yeah.
I have switched my role. And
yes, you have. Yeah.
Talking to a lot of different people. I think data quality is pretty much one of the main challenges, or even getting data together centrally so you can visualize, analyze, and get insights from it. I'd say keeping up with some of the latest trends is also an issue, not being distracted by all the shiny objects and like things like data mesh, data fabric, dataware coming up would be number 2. And then the third trend that I'm seeing is people are still struggling with getting everybody on board with data literacy and understanding some of the stuff around. I think we're getting closer, and technology is making it easier for those people. But that's still a gap that I'm seeing.
Okay. What are 3 words to describe living in the US?
Living in the US. I know that these 3 words are probably going to be different for a lot of different people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say it is diverse here, which not every country can say that. And I love that about the US. I think for me personally, ever since I moved to New Jersey, which is different from when I was in New York, I'd say relaxed. It's a very relaxed environment here. And I'd also say opportunity, because I can literally do whatever I want. I can, if I study hard enough, I can become an astronaut at some point. Like it's kind of
a land of opportunity.
Land of opportunity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
One thing I had to learn the hard way, English. I don't know.
Okay, so that's not bad.
No, I'll give a real answer. But I think I trusted people to be good.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one thing I had to learn the hard way. Not everybody is good or has good intentions, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you handle pressure in your career?
I think I handle it pretty well from, my time at Deloitte and, presenting to these high-powered individuals, and then now to running online conferences that are 100% live. That's probably the most pressure I've ever had. So many things can and do break during those moments.
No, of course they do.
I think smiling and reminding yourself that not everyone's even willing to try sort of relieves that pressure. And knowing you're all gonna die anyway, so it doesn't matter. It helps. It definitely helps. Like no one's gonna care about this 80 years from now.
I guess one could say, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. No, we're all gonna die. That's how I'm saying it.
Okay. All right. Let's quickly moving forward. What did you want to do with your life at the age of 12?
At the age of 12, so I liked doing gymnastic stuff. I was teaching myself gymnastics. And I was also trying to be an entrepreneur at that time, selling bookmarks. And I used to make bookmarks for my classmates. And until I got caught and was told not to. And then I used to sell pens. I would go to the local 99-cent store, buy a pen for 99 cents and sell it for $2.
Good for you.
I wanted to have a business.
Yeah, good. I think all children should do that, honestly. We're doing that with my daughter at the moment. But anyway, that's another story. What's something that you still like to learn?
Everything. I still like to learn so much. The list never ends. That's why I'm reading 60 books this year. And that list is just so different in terms of what I'm going to cover. I want to learn about all things AI, machine learning, all the latest trends, being a better person, being more productive. The list goes on and on.
The last and final question, Kate, which we've talked about before, but if you're stuck on an island and if you can pick one food to eat forever without getting tired of it, what would you eat?
Fried chicken, I guess. I don't know. It's just so random.
An endless supply of fried chicken. And on that note,
it sounds good in the moment. So.
Kate Strachnyi, thank you so much for coming on to 66 Questions. It's been great having you on the show.
Awesome. I definitely had fun. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much, and see you soon.